Welcome everyone, let's jump right into today's explainer on an absolute masterclass in business transitions. Look, if you've ever been involved in acquiring or transitioning a business, you already know the harsh truth, right? What looks totally flawless on a spreadsheet can and often does turn into a complete chaotic mess in reality. So today, we're breaking down the exact framework used by Legacy Forward Consulting. They're this high-ticket, bespoke advisory firm. We're going to explore their private client portal and see how it fundamentally transforms the way high-stakes mergers and acquisitions are actually handled.
Okay, let's dive into this. Their portal is built to do one thing: keep your acquisition, transition, or operating baseline clear, organized, and decision-ready. And decision-ready is the absolute key phrase there. This isn't just about dumping files into some shared digital folder. No way. This is a premium portal designed to literally eliminate the usual chaos of M&A. I mean, when serious capital is on the line, confusion is absolutely your biggest enemy. This system is built from the ground up to make sure every single moving part is tracked, structured, and ready for you to make the right call.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the private client portal, and then we're going to unpack this highly structured four-stage process: before close, during handoff, after close, and ongoing support. Finally, we'll wrap the whole thing up by looking at work versus human judgment. All right, Section 1, the private client portal, organizing the acquisition baseline. This timeline brilliantly illustrates the chronological journey of a deal. It anchors us in exactly how time flows during a high-stakes transition. It acts as a bespoke home base where you move deliberately through Phase 1, the pre-close, right into the super delicate Phase 2 handoff, then stabilizing in Phase 3 for the first 90 days, and finally securing Phase 4, the long term. Moving right along to Stage 1, before close, focusing on operational reality. So the crucial point here is that the focus shifts entirely to ground-level operational reality. Before a single dollar of capital is committed, you absolutely have to hit these three foundational milestones: target screening, operational diligence, and risk mapping. You can't just blindly trust a shiny pitch deck, right? You've got to get boots on the ground and verify everything for yourself.
Let's talk about operational diligence for a second. Now, financial statements are great. They tell you what happened in the past. But you know what they don't tell you? They don't tell you if the factory machinery is literally being held together with duct tape, or if a key supplier is secretly looking for a way out. That's why operational diligence is an absolute necessity. It forces you to look way past the math and uncover the true, living, breathing operational reality of the business you're about to buy.
And that is exactly why mapping hidden dependencies provides the essential support you need before making a final decision. Uncovering these hidden operational risks, that's what prevents those disastrous surprises down the line. Think about it. If the entire business relies on just one single piece of undocumented software or one specific vendor relationship, you need to know that before you sign on the dotted line. Let's move to Stage 2 and see how this builds. During handoff, securing the transition. This right here is arguably the most fragile phase of any acquisition. During this handoff, we have three vital milestones that basically act as a secure data transfer between the old guard and the new guard. You absolutely must execute founder knowledge capture, authority and access transfer, and day one control planning. If even one of these drops, the whole transition stumbles. Just think about founder knowledge for a minute. So much of a company's true intrinsic value doesn't actually live in an employee manual. It lives purely in the founder's head. It's the informal knowledge, the unwritten rules, the nuance of exactly how to handle that one difficult big client. This step is all about extracting and securing that undocumented gold before the founder walks out the door for good. But alongside that knowledge, you absolutely must ensure critical relationships and access rights transfer smoothly to the new team. Think about why this matters in the real world. If you officially own the business on Monday morning, but whoops, you don't have the admin passwords to the payment gateways, or the biggest client won't return your calls because they were never introduced to you, well, your day one operations are going to grind to a complete halt. Which leads us to this massive million-dollar question. How do you guarantee absolute stability on day one? You do it through meticulous day one control planning. You simply cannot leave anything to chance or just assume things will magically work themselves out. You need a rigorous, organized framework that anticipates the handoff, ensuring there is absolutely zero operational panic when the keys are finally handed over.
Next up is Stage 3, after close, stabilizing the baseline.
Okay, so the keys are handed over, the deal is done, and now it's time to solidify the work. Now, what's really interesting here is how it lays out the immediate post-close markers that establish your new normal. You have your 90-day priorities, your governance cadence, and your system stabilization. You aren't trying to change the world on day 2, you know? You're focusing purely on establishing these core stabilizing factors. By aligning those first 90-day priorities, you establish strong operational governance and a strict meeting cadence. This is absolutely critical. It's so easy for a newly integrated team to drift or just get totally overwhelmed by the sheer volume of changes post-acquisition. A predictable, authoritative governance cadence keeps everyone aligned, focused, and prevents that early post-acquisition drift from setting in.
And that naturally leads right into systems stabilization. Basically, this is the final lockdown of operational systems to fully protect the company's operating baseline. Securing these systems is the ultimate prerequisite. You've got to lock down what currently works before you can even begin to think about advanced future growth strategies. You're building on rock, not sand.
Moving to the final stage. Stage 4. Ongoing support. Cultivating long-term momentum.
Once that baseline is rock solid, we enter this ongoing execution cycle. Step 1, review. Step 2, decide. Step 3, optimize. It's a continuous loop, like a well-oiled machine. It creates real portfolio consistency by ensuring you are always measuring what's happening, making informed decisions, and tweaking for better performance.
Within that ongoing support, there are 2 primary milestones to hit: execution reviews, and the one everyone always wants to rush straight into, automation and AI enablement. Now, the introduction of advanced tech is incredibly exciting, for sure, but as we see in this framework, it has its proper place and time.
Here's the key takeaway. AI and automation are only introduced after baseline operations are fully stabilized. The logic here is just so powerful. If you add AI to an unstable business, you don't magically fix it. You actually just scale the chaos. You're literally automating the dysfunction. That is exactly why Legacy Forward Consulting waits until this final stage, ensuring the foundation is flawless before layering on the technology meant to accelerate it.
Finally, Section 6, Work versus Human Judgment, the core philosophy of LFC.
This brings us to their core philosophy, contrasting everything we just discussed with irreplaceable human expertise. It's the portal versus LFC advisors. On side A, the portal perfectly organizes the baseline work and tracks all those timelines we just reviewed. It handles the nitty-gritty details flawlessly. But on side B, we have the human LFC advisors. Because the portal flawlessly organizes the workflow, the advisors are completely freed up to do what technology simply cannot do: provide critical challenge, true judgment, and high-level decision-making. Put simply, the portal organizes the work so the humans can provide the wisdom.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to really reflect on. Is your current transition framework organized enough to let your team's true judgment shine? Or are your absolute best people bogged down in the chaos of a messy handoff? Remember, a solid baseline is everything. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, and I'll catch you next time.